GameNight. Despite playing for over 70 minutes with a man down, after Idrissa Gay was sent off for slapping his teammate, Michael Keane. Gay's moment of madness took place before Keane in Dewsbury Hall produced a moment of brilliance as he curled a superb strike into the top corner to seal Everton's first win at Man United since 2013, and the first ever for David Moyes as a visiting manager at his Bournemouth stomping ground. Newcastle, on the other hand, have alternated between victory and defeat across their last 6 matches in all competitions, winning 3 and losing 3, with a much-needed 2-1 triumph at home to Manchester City in the Premier League, followed by a 2-1 loss away against Marseille in the Champions League on Tuesday night. So after a run of 16 games without a goal, Harvey Barnes has now scored 3 times in his last 2 matches, including the opener against Marseille. The former Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang netted 2 quick-fire strikes at the start of the second half to condemn the Magpies to their 4th successive away defeat. Eddie Howe's side have struggled to carry their strong home form into away matches, and they are one of only 3 Premier League teams still without a win on the road this season. Their winless away run now stands at 9 top-flight games, drawing 4 and losing 5. Their longest since the 12th match streak between December 2015 and August 2017. So the 2 teams are as follows. For Everton, in goal for them is Jordan Pickford. The back 4 would feature Jake O'Brien, the captain, James Tarkowski, Michael Keane and Vitaly Nikolenko. There'll be James Garner and Tim Irabinham in defensive midfield, with the trio of Bloomin and Jai, Kit and Dewsbury Hall and Jack Grealish, and the lone striker Tiano Barry. For Newcastle, first starts in the Premier League for on month, Southampton goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. The back 4 sees Matt Child, Valentino Livramento, Lewis Hall and the return of Dan Burn. The midfield 3 of the youngster Lewis Miley, Joe Linton and the captain Bruno Guimaraes, whilst Harvey Barnes and Anthony Elanga are flanking the 74 million man Nick Voltemade. On the bench today, the Moyes' team, the usual goalkeepers are Mark Travers and Tom King. They're joined alongside Adam Asnew, Elijah Campbell, Reece Welch, Dwight Neal, Carlos Alcaraz, Tyler Diblin and Beto was on the bench for Eddie Howe's team. The sub-goalkeeper is John Ruddy. He's joined alongside Fabian Shaw, Alex Murphy, Sandro Tonali. So we'll just break away because we're just on the way now. It's Newcastle with an early opportunity. It's Alanga going down the right side. He gets a strike play, and that's a good save by Jordan Pickford down for his right side. Everton with a real high line, and Newcastle were able to exploit it. Voltemade in behind for Alanga, got there ahead of Nikolenko. He's trying to poke it towards goal, looking for his first originally goal for Newcastle United. But it's a really smart stop by England's #1 goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, tipping it around the post. But it's a corner to come in towards the near post. It's headed on. Malik Charles gives Newcastle United the lead. Not even a minute on the clock, but it's Malik Charles worrying over to the corner. It's an excellent start from the side that have been hopeless away from home, not winning in their last 9 days. But it's a simple goal for them to score in here. Malik Chow headed in. No chance for Jordan Pickford as the ball sails past him. And Malik Chow gets his first ever Newcastle United goal in the Premier League. Nods it past Jordan Pickford. Malik Chow gives Newcastle United the lead. It's a nightmare start for Everton, who are looking for a 3rd clean sheet in a row. But they have conceded here, and after spending all that time with 10 men on Monday night and keeping a clean sheet, seeing out Manchester United and winning 1-0. Well, now 57 seconds on the clock. It's Malik Chow who gives the lead to Newcastle United, and earlier today Manchester City played Leeds and Man City stalled after 1 minute and 1 second, and we thought that would definitely be the quickest goal of the weekend. Well, Newcastle have just trumped that. 57 seconds on the clock, and it's Malik Chow leading to the back of the net. So now Everton will have to react. A big shock to the day of falling behind. Coming into this game before the relatively cagey Newcastle had really lined up with defensive formations when they've gone away from home this season, and I'm seeing them play the back third. Of course, today they play the back four, but I thought it would be a cagey encounter, but it's a brilliant start. Orlando with the opportunity early on where Pig could make the save. Marchal with the header in. So Kane and Dewsbury hold the ball in the pocket. He sends out to the right side to Iliman Ndiaye. Ndiaye with it on the right side. And thought that cross, but he's going to come all the way back. Was hold the target man to him. The Iliman Ndiaye. I'll come all the way back to Jake O'Brien. Before that delivery, in a play inside to Kane and Dewsbury Hall. It's across to Tid Birabinin. Birabinin out to Mykolenko. Now Jack Grealish. Alright, Silvermento with the tackle, and now Newcastle United may well to come forward. Lewis Miley inside. Here is Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes out to the left side. And it's not a bad ball, but they lose it. And now it's Everton with it. James Tarkowski, the captain. Just give it to Mykolenko. Flanker cross. And it's going to be a long ball forward, and it will run through. Tino Livramento will see it out. An opportunity for Murray Smiley starting today. Third start of the season for the 19-year-old. Really delivery in. It was the Insta Lewis Marley with the ball in. It was met well by Malik Chow, and it's signed this summer from AC Milan, a 31 million deal, and he went to celebrate with his supporters. Renalto jubilation as the Toon Army took the early lead. So here is Jiggs Garner with the ball in the midfield for the Toffees. So here's Grealish. Grealish inside to James Garner, to Tarkowski. Tarkowski to Michael Keane. Back to Keane to Vitaly Mykolenko. Mykolenko go all the way back, and there is Everton. He's recycled the ball. Everton center the play in front of Newcastle United. Garner to Tarkowski. Comes out to the right side to Jake O'Brien. Tarkowski on the ball for the Toffees. Michael Keane. Ball out to his feet. Jack Grealish. Out towards Tieno Barry. It's an awkward touch taken by Tieno Barry. He's a stumble. Harris Joy Linton will go out to the left side. That's ball in behind for Baltamada. And it's Baltamada with it. Baltamada protecting the ball well. He's to Harley Barnes. Cross goes in, taken away by James Tarkowski. And now Ndiaye is the Hawkers just got out. Then Newcastle throw out this 30 yards out, and nothing else. Go back to Bruno Guimaraes. So it's Lewis Hall who is here to take his time. He's going to launch it back to Dan Burn. A little bit of shock that Dan Burn started today for Newcastle United. It was nearly poor in the loss against Brentford, where he was sent off, a second yellow card. So wasn't able to play against Manchester City, and one would have assumed that Fabian Schär would have kept his place to the part of the fence. A 33-year-old, but Dan Burn has come in, and Altino Livramento wins a corner for his side. And Weiss Hall is going to come over to take the corner. And there's going to be an opportunity for them to deliver in. Former Chelsea defender Lewis Hall to deliver. He puts his right arm in the air. Just holding a post. Holtzmarber keeps it in. Lewis Miley tries to bring it down, but Eliman Jai is going to clear it out. Right, so we go all the way through to the goalkeeper in all purple, Aaron Ramsdale. Joe Linton to Harvey Barnes. Is a man in form. Barnes with the ball. Oh, it deflects, and it's a good block by Michael Keane. John Pickford turns round to Michael Keane and applauds him. Really good thinking by Newcastle United. It's a really bright start. It's a good touch taken by Harvey Barnes. And for a second, just wasn't sure where that deflection of Michael Keane was going to end up. It goes out for another corner for the Tignami. He can pile pressure on the Toffees. So Lewis Hall, left-footed delivery in. Always a good save by Jordan Pickford. He has to claw it out the back of the goal, and then he is fouled, actually. The referee, Mr. Great Paulson, deeming that Pickford was bumbled into there. It's really good save, because that was going on target. It clawed it away. Harvey Barnes maybe just deemed a little bit too tight. He's been jostled. That's his near post. So there's really been tested in these opening stages of the game. So Pickford's going to send it along. Now to the right side, and it's brought down by Iliman Jai. He's going to go forward down the right channel. He's going to deliver it in, and Livramento has got no option but to put it out for an Everton corner now, because Thierry Barry was working at the far post, so he just had to clear it away. How the ball is with Jack Grealish. He's tackled by Anthony Olangdi to really endear himself to Newcastle supporters. Thierry Barry would love a goal for Everton today. Still walking for his first one. In 12 appearances at every game. This is just his 6th start since his 26 million arrival from Villarreal. He's been unable to score, so it's Vitaly Mikolenko who will knock it forward. Bruno Guimaraes well headed away. And Olangdi tries to control it on his chest, but again go back to Jake O'Brien. Mikolenko will send it forward. Burnby jostled with. It's going to be Michael Keane with their strike, and that takes a deflection. And it's going to be another corner. This has been a real frenetic start to the game. The opening 10 minutes of this game between Everton and Newcastle United. Really entertaining stuff. Tarkowski shutting it down for Michael Keane, and Keane hitting it on the hard volley. But a brilliant block by Dan Burn. Experienced defenders go all out there. So it's going to be a delivery to come in. 4-6-yard box. Barry meets it, but he sends it on top of the net. Aaron Ramsdale wasn't sure whether to come. Tieno Barry met it, and his header just landing on top of the goal. It's also a big opportunity for Aaron Ramsdale today, who's been deputy for Newcastle this season. Came on for just 13 minutes when Nick Pope got injured earlier in the campaign. He had a fantastic game against Tottenham Hotspur in the EFL Cup when Newcastle won 2-0. He was probably the man of the match on that occasion. I mean, now that he is a quality goalkeeper, he's a good shot stopper for Arsenal. And he made the move to Southampton to get more regular football, but Southampton were relegated last season. So he has come on loan to join Newcastle United. So Shrewsbury Hall out to Iliman Ndiaye. Now it's James Garner with it in the middle. Come to Michael Keane. And there is Mikolenko. Tim Pirabunen to Jack Grealish. Grealish shot. Done for the return. Grealish inside the box. Harris going to pull it back for Shrewsbury Hall. It's blocked off. Howard Garner tries to open his body up and get the shot away, but his head's just going wide. Excellent opening 13 minutes of the game. This is so much quality on the show. It was Jack Grealish and just pulled it back for Shrewsbury Hall. That shot was blocked off by Lewis Hall. And they came back to Garner, but his effort went wide off the goal. So Ramsdale will send it forward. So a long ball forward to be headed by Tarkowski, and Michael Keane will hold it on. Now it's Nick Voltamato who takes out the chucks. James Garner will try and send it down the line, but tough by Nick Voltamato. So far in this game, 4 shots on Everton, 3 from Newcastle. But 2 on target in the key stat for Newcastle United. Everton have had 69% of the ball in the opening stages here. Still very early on. The Tillman Giant tries to play it inside to Anthony Langry. Gives it away. Now it's Livermincho is going to try to come down the side. Hope Nikolenko will go back to his goalkeeper in all black from Pickford. It's out track Grealish. And now it's back with Mikolenko. He will go back to Michael Keane on the ball. It's Pickford. Pickford left-footed ball into James Tarkowski. There is O'Brien. Tiano Barry. Tiano Barry will go back to James Garner on the ball now. And Jimedi growing in confidence. There's Michael Keane. Grealish. Tinpura Billion. Billion to James Garner. Liverpool G.I. Lewis Hall just standing up at the moment. Shrewsbury Hall. James Garner. That's, I think, back on it. Here's Tarkowski. Sends it across to Michael Keane. Here is Grealish. Now, Grealish is caught by Bruno Guimaraes. It's a free kick for his side. A little bit of an argument there. A sugar now between Grealish and Bruno Guimaraes. Camp trying to calm things down, but tell him to grow up. And then the ball comes out to the left side to Jack Grealish. Pulls it across, and there is Michael Keane who gets across and blocks it off. It's now out to the left side. There's James Garner. Garner will tell on to Tim Perabinin. Tarkowski. Goes back to Nikolenko. Nikolenko down the line for Gilliman and Jai. And Jai can avoid that to Nikolenko. Now Tarkowski within in his own half. Now Tarkowski bursting forward. Voltamato just runs into the back of it. That'll be a free kick. Leipzig Grealish on the left side. Grealish to Garner. Tony Nikolenko. And all the way back to Michael Keane. Here's Grealish. Get on the ball on the left side. You can hear their supporters now making good noise. Comes up to Tiano Barry. And Nikolenko for supporters on the overlap. There is Grealish. Now Grealish plays it forward towards Kieran Dewsbury Hall, but it's well tackled by Dan Burn. He's able to swipe away the danger. The ball across Dewsbury Hall, tried to square it. And there was Dan Burn sliding down, get out of play. Steady corner here, and you know David Moyes' teams could be a threat from set pieces. James Garner to deliver towards the near post, headed away, but comes out to Grealish. He's got support. He's going to go to Jezri Hall. It's Garber. Corner cross headed away by Harvey Barnes. And there is Garner to Mikolenko. The ball into dangerous areas. They've had 94% of the ball of Everton in the last 5 minutes. It's Mikolenko. Ball goes in. It's done. He just going to head it away. But there is James Tarkowski. Sabout keeps it in play. And here is James Garner. Dewsbury Hall. Now Grealish, but he's caught by Anthony Olanga. The challenge going in. Grealish will take the quick foul, but the assistant referee has actually pointed the other way. Grealish is fuming. He's making his way over to the assistant referee to complain. So is David Moyes. He's very animated down there. That definitely has come off Anthony Olanga. He was the last player to play the ball. Grealish is very disappointed down there. Joe Linton is down, and this will just give them some time to maybe recover. So they are up the cosh a little bit on Newcastle United. Everton having balled the ball from the last 10 minutes as the heads had started the game with Malik Chow scoring just 57 seconds on the clock. The Suits then, Everton have been controlling it well. Header. It was from Malik Chow heading to Paris Jordan Pitt. He did his best, trying to make himself as big as possible, but it was nodded past him. Went into the back of the net. But Joe Linton just down with an injury at the moment. The medical staff seeing to him. That's the fastest goal of the season so far. Phil Foden today have got the fastest goal against Leeds United, but 4 hours later it's been beaten here by Mike Chow. Eddie Howe passing on instructions to Joe Linton. Ball goes forward by Mikolenko. Now it's Iliman Jai out to the right side to Jake O'Brien. Well, here is Tim Perabidden. Now it's Breeder. And Mikolenko will deliver it in. Miley to Olanga. Olanga will race forward with it now. And loses it, but Everton's still with it. And it's now Harvey Barnes on the left side from his team, Dan Burn. Dan Burn to Bruno Guimaraes. To 1 minute into the game now. So it's Lewis Hall. And ball goes forward by Dan Burn. Crunch on done by him, but it is tackled. Goes out for a throw. David Moyes would be pleased with the way that his side have responded to going down so early on in the game. They think pose themselves and will tap the balls. Tarkowski sends it forward. It's Thierry Barry. T. Grealish on the left side. Grealish back to Michael Keane. Michael Keane into James Garner. James Garner will stretch it back out to this left side in front of the managerial dugout. There is Breland. See the run of Dewsbury Hall. Finds him. Here a Bidden with the cross. And comes off Bruno Guimaraes. There's a couple of shouts at handball, but none of the players on the pitch were claiming it. It's off his foot. Show what they were playing it for, the supporters. Now great, Guimaraes is going to come forward with it. He finds always Miley, but the assist for the Oka. That's to Joe and Linton. Oh, it's Malik Chow. Child to Anthony Alenga, sends it down the line, but off by Nikolenko. And it's Livramento. Pimenta going to take the throw. And so the way back to Marchal. Marchal to Ramsdale. It's a short ball. Touch maybe foul, but the referee said I didn't think so. He allowed play to go on, even though Newcastle won it. Was Miley coming down the right side. Livramento. Then to Ultimado. Third. To Joelinton. Joelinton back into Burn. Oh, it's Miley. Miley to Guimaraes. Guimaraes inside the 18-yard box. They go Brian. He's going to have to deal with it. And he's going to kick it out for a corner. It's the only option Faithful Brian had today, really. It was played awkwardly into him, and he just had to boot it away and out for a corner for Jake O'Brien. It's a dangerous ball. Well, it's going to be a corner once again for the Toon Army. Delivery to come in from Lewis Miley. It's headed away by Tarkowski. Goes out to the edge of the box to Lewis Clark. He does back to the goalkeeper in all purple. Here's Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale up to Anthony Lender. On your get sight. Crosses it in to Erabidum. Now Tino Livramento to Harvey Barnes. Barnes will play it across. Tino Livramento with a shot. It's popped off. There's Miley. And that's an error from the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. And Newcastle United take a 2-goal lead now. And Lewis Miley having a brilliant game. An assist for the opener. A goal for the second. And the teenager puts Newcastle United 2 goals in front. And Jordan Pickford will be desperately disappointed with his part to play in that goal. But it's a decent strike by Lewis Miley. The ball came in from Harvey Barnes. It's played away. Shot then from Livramento is blocked off. Then Miley, and that should just be a simple claim for Pickford. But he's made a real hash of it. He can always smile and laugh it off in typical Jordan Pickford fashion, but that is far from him. He tried to push it away and he actually pushes it through his legs. It's a big error from the Everton goalkeeper. He'll be hoping Thomas Tuchel won't be watching. But Newcastle United shooting dolls in front here away at Everton. He's having a conversation with his captain James Tarkowski and maybe speaking about where Tarkowski was stood because he was directly in his line of vision. But for Jordan Pickford, she's got his technique wrong. He just needed to clutch it to his chest. So you're going to push it away. You need to push it away from goal. And he's got it caught just right on the bottom of his wrist. And then he's gone through his legs and into the back of the net. So Newcastle United, who have been under the cosh the last 10-15 minutes or so, please cheer goals up here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. And the teenager, Lewis Miley, is having a brilliant performance. How do Everton react? He reacted really well to going a goal behind after 55 seconds. Now 2 goals down. It's Jack Grealish. We want to get him on the ball as much as possible in a fourth. It's Grealish out to the right side to Jake O'Brien. There is Iliman Ndiaye. He loses it. Here is Harvey Barnes. Finds Nick Voltamada. Voltamada out to Harvey Barnes. To Joe Linton. Linton will turn and stretch out to the left side. Then Berm. Now Lewis Hall inside to Joe Linton. Parrott is back into Dan Burn. Step support of his goalkeeper. Here is Harry Ramsdale. Now into Malik Chow. Here is Anthony Elanga. Now Lewis and Miley, Bruno Guimaraes will switch out to the left side. It's down by Harvard Barnes. Harvard Barnes very such. She used to maybe run at Jacob Bryan. Actually just go back to Lewis Hall. Now Bruno Guimaraes. We'll let that to Dan Burn. Now Lewis Hall. Now it comes inside to Lewis and Miley. Miley will take a lovely chuck as it developed. Now Livramento into Lewis Hall. The left fullback on the edge of box. It shapes a deflection and it clicks off the top of the crossbar. That could have been 3-0 there for Newcastle United. Jordan Pickford and Michael Keeves even trying a few harsh words to say to each other, but it was the two fullbacks, the most advanced players, and Lewis Hall with the effort was blocked off by Michael Keane. Took that clip. It just landed on top of the crossbar. It was fortunate for Everton. 25 minutes in now. It's going to be a corner for Newcastle United. So, all comes in all the way across there. Brian will head it away. There's Anthony Olanga, but foul in there, apparently. Jack Grealish that may have he dragged down to the ground. So Everton, you have had 60% of the ball, but now shots on target in this game. So it's Jordan Pickford who is going to take the free kick. It's going to be a long ball forward. He would love his side to get back into his game, because at the moment he'd be pointing the finger at him for why they conceded the second goal. He has been such a reliable player for Everton over many years. He's signed from Sunderland. 25 million deal. He was played under David Moyes. He was on loan at Championship called Preston North End 11 years ago. And David Moyes was the Sunderland manager. And Moyes recalled him from Preston in the January transfer window. Went straight into the Sunderland starting lineup. And after 6 months with his boyhood club, he was signed by Everton. And has never really walked back. He went straight into being the England #1. And since 2017, he has been the undisputed #1 goalkeeper. 8 years now, the 31-year-old. But he believes he's not many years ahead of him. So you will be hoping that Thomas Tuchel won't be watching that mistake that he just made, because there's one keeper in your position. Met Aaron Ramsdale, then you. It's someone that would be looking to take that spot if it ever became available. He has made 5 appearances for England, all them coming when he was playing for Arsenal, now on loan at Newcastle United from Southampton. Well, there is Michael Keane. Michael Keane with it to Pickford, two between them. Tarkowski will bring it forward. James Garner. South City right side with Philomena Njai. Njai will send it back. Showing left side now to Jack Grealish. Touches it down, there's Keane. Keane to Vitaly Nikolenko. And then Kasser, just a solid 4-5-1 shape off the ball. To Garner. To Jake O'Brien. Spins it forward. There is Dan Burn. Loses it. Kieran Dewsbury Hall. To Tieno Barry. Ball goes into him, but it's Paul Linkle playing. The growing resentment inside the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Ball goes out to the left side there. Just Harvey Barnes will play 1-2 with the advance ball by Lewis Hall. It's a lovely play. Harvey Barnes has now gone down off the ball. Craig Paulson doesn't see anything wrong with it. So come out to the right side. It's Dan in Dewsbury Hall. The ball's able to turn and find Grealish. Just take a lovely touch as it comes into it. He finds Dewsbury Hall now with the name GI. Full pass by in. Oh, it really passes it into the path of Dan Burn. Now it's Lewis Hall. Switches it out to Valentino Livramento. Livramento will advance forward with it. Dan Burn across to Malachal. Malachal to Lewis Miley. And it's Anthony Olanga. And it's ended his final 1-2. We have Bruno Guimaraes, Antino Livramento. Eddie Howe really wanted his fullbacks to play high, get involved with the attacking play. So tried to play it inside as Livramento, but wasn't on the same wavelength as Lewis Miley. So Livramento picks it up. Palmento into Joe Linton. As that's all right side with Anthony Olanga. Olanga will play it inside to Bruno Guimaraes. Great ball into Lewis Miley. Miley will cross it in, headed away by James Joyner. And ball comes all the way back to Dan Burton. Dan Burton will find Harvey Barnes. Back to Dan Burn now with Matt Chow inside their own half. And see how Olanga will send it all the way back. And it's Harvey Barnes back to Lewis Hall after they get him in the end of a crossfield ball. Guimaraes to Harvey Barnes. Barnes racing forward. He was going to try and deliver that in, but it's good tackle by Jake O'Brien. And Tiano Barry's ball goes up to him, he just loses it. And he then wins it back. What a tackle by Bruno Guimaraes. Turns around to celebrate. I love that passion of Bruno Guimaraes. He does the most simple thing sometimes. A tackle, and he did a little bit of disservice by Colin. Simple, but he does something like that. Just for the goes out. For a throw and turns around, he always celebrates it. He's a player that you can tell just loves playing his football. Ball goes forward, headed by Livramento. Towards Olanga, Arcane and Dewsbury Hall. Quickly surrounded. And it's up to west side now with Lewis Hall. And comes back to Dan Burn. A 1-2 with Aaron Ramsdale. One ball in behind. Ball up for Barnes. Urchin back with it now. James Garner. Carries it forward. Out to Vitaly Nikolenko. Pertolenko. Back. And now it's James Garner. Nikolenko. Grealish comes up first time back into him. Tarkowski goes out to the right side now. Right channel for Kane and Dewsbury Hall. Dan Burn does well as he plays it back. Guimaraes into Lewis Hall. That's Lewis Miley. Tying them out of the half. For one side, Bruno Guimaraes. And Lewis Hall. Valentino Livramento as well has been brilliant for Newcastle. Here is Livramento. Plays it forward towards Nick Baltimore, but he's tackled by Tarkowski. He's got Scottish stronger there, Baltimore. He's got to protect the ball. Now it's with Tarkowski inside his own half. Can send it out to the left side. Grealish. Adam Garner. Garner buzzing about. Tin Pira Burnham. And Burnham can turn. And forward with it. Goes short into James Garner. Bring him down the line towards Vitaly Mykolenko, blocked off by Livramento. Then there is Lewis Miley. Joel Linton just chests it down for Anthony Alenga. It goes down the right side now. His ball's going to be asked to deal with it. To Miguel Dobatti, his goalkeeper. Now for Grealish. Grealish with it in the opposition half. Grealish knocks it forward towards Hillerman and Jai. It's a loose touch with it now. Receives it from Micah Keane. Newcastle is still just happy to straight. Sat off in the 4-5-1 formation. There is Michael Keane. Comes to Mykolenko. Inside to James Garner. And now out to the right side with Jake O'Brien. O'Brien takes a... And there's stuck. Then goes back to Michael Keane. It's been a war in the game for the last 10 minutes or so. It's going to be a delivery in over Mento with a scissor kick away. It's Keane to Hirabinin. Now Mykolenko, the delivery in, headed away by Malik Chow. Livramento will try and clear it away. Here's Tim Irabinin. It's Kenan Dewsbury Hall to Tim Irabinin. On Mykolenko to James Garner. Garner to Dewsbury Hall. Loose pass. Where is Mykolenko? Goes back to Tim Irabinin. Jeff Grealish. Newcastle's really organised off the ball and out. It's been 2 goals up. Seeing Vatlikin and direct the opposition onto them. That's Tarkowski. Plays it inside for Michael Keane. And Tim Irabinin. To Mykolenko. Picture build up by Everton, but at some point they need to be a little bit more urgent with the ball, you feel. Sideways passing at the moment. Garner with it. To Mykolenko. Tries to go down the line, blocked off by Livramento. So Garner will now deliver it in. French connection on the ball, the way that the ball is moving. David Barnes able to get on the knock on and knock it away. It's a great challenge going in by the Everton captain, James Tarkowski. Really good, strong chance going in from him. Thorough will go all the way back. It's going to be a long ball forward. Give away by Nick Baltamada. And then Jim's gone out to get across and knock it out. Just stands for Newcastle United. This result would see them move up to 12th and week before Everton and table. At the moment, Everton are 12th and Newcastle are 14th. 3 points within them, so I wouldn't say the Newcastle would see them leapfrog them. Drummond Linton goes back to Bruno Guimaraes. Trying to try to hide Nick Bolter out of it. Just hits his ankles. It's Olanga. The challenge going in by Vitaly Mykolenko. Bruno Guimaraes to Lewis Miley. Now fall. Now Burn with it to Guimaraes. Still in the opposition half. Ovic Dodd, some loose ball, is tucked in. Lewis Hall's there, is there fired across? The Tarkowski will step across. But defending by in. It's back to Hall. Out to Guimaraes. Go across it in. Head run by Baltamada. Now Barnes, Benham is tight to it. That's Livramento. To Bruno Guimaraes. Back to Lewis Hall. Is really inverted. Anthony Alenga. Hands it over inverted fullback here. Livramento. Now goes back out to the right side with Alenga. The tackle going in by Grealish. Comes out for Newcastle United. A level with the 18-yard box. been the major concern for David Moyes, that they haven't had a shot on target. They haven't tested Aaron Ramsdale. He's coming from the cold, remember. He's not a regular starting goalkeeper for Newcastle. Rossoblu to Lewis Miley. He tries to find Garage. He seemed to think that Alanga made the run because he let it go for his legs. Ball is rolled out to Jacob O'Brien. O'Brien can step forward with the ball for the Toffees. Up to the right side. Urban Njai. Cross to Michael Keane. Off for Keane to Jack Grealish as the rain is starting to pour now here on Merseyside. There is James Garner. It's Garner to the main giant on the right side. Tries to cross it in, but tough by Lewis Hall. He's been brilliant. Really good. He's made a big difference as Lewis Hall. It does make a big difference. So Livramento is naturally a right-sided player, but with Lewis Hall's injuries, we've been seeing Kieran Trippier playing at right fullback and Livramento filling in at left fullback. Livramento being a right full, it makes it all good for him to play on the left side, rather Lewis Hall is so much more natural on that left side. I personally think he's England's best left back is Lewis Hall when he's playing. The 21-year-old, as the ball goes forward, it's headed away. Now it comes to Harvey Barnes. Barnes tries to turn and muddle, but Everton with it now. O'Brien with the delivery. Questions can be asked about Ramsdale, but he comes in, catches it. That's a real piece of goalkeeping Aaron Ramsdale's had to do, and it was relatively comfortable for him. He rolls it out to Livramento. Took it forward towards Alanga. Bit will try to get there, but Alanga's going to find Nick Voltemada. They do it a third to Newcastle United. And Nick Voltemada with an audacious strike into the back of the net. A little delicate dink over Jordan Pickford. And those Magpie supporters going absolutely mental in the away end. With a perfect goal on the transition. So Newcastle United hit Everton on the counter-attack. Ramsdale with the quick roll out. It came to Valentino Livramento, who just slotted it over the right side. Alanga got there, error fed in. Where are the Everton defence? Because you've left a 75 million striker to be all alone in the box in his own. Simple pass for Alanga into Voltemada. That was cool. Really, really cool. Just came to Baltimore. It was bouncing a couple of times, picked the kid down, closed down the angle. What did the German do? He just thought, I'm going to take a delicate touch, not this area, and it bounced into the back of the net. Nick Voltemada has put Newcastle United 3 goals up here. This has been a big performance for Eddie Howe and Jason Tidnall. They've done 9 games about to win away from home. Everton still come forward into 2 additional minutes now. Dewsbury Hall feels that he was fouled on the edge of the box. Craig Paulson has been consistent with how he's refereed the game. Let play continue. A handball there by James Garner. Comes offering. In Dewsbury Hall's made his way over to the referee Craig Paulson to ask how it wasn't a free kick. There's Tottenham Fulham to go your way. 8 o'clock kick-off here in the Premier League. We will be bringing you live commentary of that on the Flash Score app. One of their colleagues will be looking forward to bringing that game to you. So Dan Burton with the porter. Smart out to the right side with Valentino Livramento. Here is Anthony Alanga. All the way back to Aaron Ramsdale. And Ramsdale will send the on ball forward towards Voltemada. Now we head it into the path of James Tarkowski. Now it's Vitaly Mykolenko. One ball goes up, walked off by Alanga. Now there is an opportunity for Everton. James Garner going down the right side. Now with Lewis Hall. Ball back to Dan Bird. Now Kane and Dewsbury Hall. Great challenge going in. Really good challenge by Dan Bird. He's going to go out for a corner here. Byrne is making the point that he felt there was a handball there, but could be the last chance of ball. the 7 minutes and a half wide there. Getting Shrewsbury Hall with the chance to deliver in from the far side. Towards the near post and away by Byrne. Comes out to Njai. Poor touch by him. Great pause to allow Alpine to continue. Delivery all the way across and away by Matt Chow. Craig Pawson will call it there. Half time at Hill Dickinson Stadium.
And I think I really been playing on really and think I people and I got a lot of things that maybe I got some hello and breathing thing that they might be worried about. You know, it's going on. I had a dump in come and there. And it's there, bring it in. I'm telling you. We don't know that.
It took just 65 seconds for Malik Childs at home for Newcastle United before that was followed up by the teenager Lewis Miley getting his second, and then Nick Roltamada, who won the coolest finishes of the season, put them in a commanding 3-goal lead, and Everton spent the first 48 minutes without having a shot on target. And there has been one change at half-time. Tim Irabudin has gone off. Coming on for him is Carlos Alcaraz, the midfielder. He was a bit more attacking than the likes of Tim Irabudin. He's more of a defensive midfielder. I'd stay crash the box and the in and around the striker. He is still looking for his first goal contribution of the season. He's on for his 10th start. After a successful loan spell last year, he made the move permanent in the summer, moving from Brazilian side Flamengo, a $13 million deal. You may remember him briefly played for Southampton 3 or 4 seasons ago. Just a youngster was Carlos Alcaraz. Ball comes out to the right side, so we'll bring the starting lineups to you and get opportunity to do so. Still an NGI, but you're expecting Everton to, well, with different type of tempo and more urgency on the ball. Time put Aaron Ramsdale under a bit of pressure as Tino Livramento just head the ball back into him. It could fall for Ramsdale to collect. There is Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall with it. Bamford will send it long. It'll be headed by James Tarkowski. It's headed down. When Lewis Miley will just knock it out. And now it's James Tarkowski. Onto the right side to Jacob Brain towards eliminate GI to worm 3 for Dan Bird to deal with. It's Carlos Alcaraz out to the left side now for Vitaly Mikalenko. Mikalenko to Grealish. Manchester United are really good at soaking up the pressure in that first half and then hitting Everton on the counter. It's now with eliminated Guy. Try to Garner, blocked off by Joe Linton to Kosti. Now Jacob Bryan. And now it's Vince Garner to Tarkowski. Now out to Vitaly Mikalenko. Well, Jack Grealish from it. And now on. It's going to be cleared away by Malik Chow. It's Nick Voltamada who's going to come and get at it. Great tackle doing in by Tarkowski. It's to be a 4-0-4 Newcastle United. Tino Livramento is going to go all the way back to Malik Chow. First supposed to Dan Bird. And Burn back into Chow. And there is my Chow on it for Newcastle United. Inside his own half. Goes out to Tino Livramento. Now it's Guimaraes inside to Lewis Miley. Spin the possession for Newcastle United. And now carrying it forward. It goes to Guimaraes. Doesn't find Joe and Linton. Now out to Lewis Hall. Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes in a dinky to the far side. Tries to head it back down. And Newcastle United able to clear it away. And the ball just runs out as the trip kick it in play. It runs out to be a throw here for Newcastle United. Ball just getting down the left side. Well, trying to flush it in. It's dealt well with, and Michael Keane was able to just beat it away in the end. Stepanenko back ball on his feet after being caught. Goes all the way out to Malik Chow. And Chow down third, and Burnley turned back. Now Aaron Ramsdale on it. Ramsdale will waltz it forward. And now it's Jordan Pickford. Pickford will play it short into Tarkowski. There's James Garner with it inside his own half. See a little bit of discontent inside the stadium. Supporters getting frustrated. I feel they need to be a bit more urgent. But here is Diego Barry with it on the edge of box. Vans eliminated Jai. And Jai left-footed strike. And that is the first save of the game that Aaron Ramsdale has to make. But it is relatively comfortable for the men in purple. Stum to eliminate Jai on the right side of the pot. And sent in a left-footed effort, but it's comfortable for Ramsdale to cut and get hold of. Joe Linton is it into Lewis Hall, and was going to come forward now. Ball to Malik Chow. Send it down the right side, but Buzalanga goes out of play, so it'll be the throw for Everton. And we're back to Michael Keane. Michael Keane to James Tarkowski. Jake O'Brien inside to James Garner. Lifts in quite slow on the ball. Newcastle sat off in that 4-5-1 formation for straight to Everton. At the moment, just working our ideas as it's a ball forward by O'Brien. That's what Newcastle want. They want them to force it forward and force him into making errors. Joel Linton is tackled by Garner. And okay, injuries Hall out to Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish on the left side of the box tries to cross it in. There is Valentino Alevramento to block off. The defending bang in. And this will be an opportunity for them to pile a little bit of pressure on the shot stopper. And Ramsdale has not had much to do so far. So all the big men going forward for Everton. They've got plenty there. Ledry comes in from James Garner towards the near post. Keeper saves it. Comes out to the line. Carlos Alcaraz just smashes the crossbar. Comes back into Alcaraz, but he loses it. And now Newcastle United are going to try and hit Everton on the counter-attack. It's Lewis Hall bursting forward. He comes inside, finds Olanga. He's got Livramento to support on the overlap. It does give it to the former Chelsea man. Livramento tries to hook it back. That's poor pass by him. I know Grealish will try and switch it, but it's blocked off by Bruno Guimaraes. What an excellent opportunity that was for Everton. The call that was whipped in. I imagine part of the ball must have gone over the line. Not all of it, of course. The referee's watched with a bus, but Aaron Ramsdale had to jump backwards and save it. And then came out, of course, Alcaraz, who absolutely smashed the ball straight onto the crossbar. Just looked like he was going to fly into the top of the net. The woodwork. Here is Harvey Barnes. Lovely skill to Lewis Hall down the left side now. Level with the 18-yard box. There is Jake O'Brien. And O'Brien is tackled this time by Lewis Hall. Now it's eliminated Jai. Jai going forward with it. And now it goes forward. There is Dan Burn. Chow. Forward towards Tarkowski. And Chow. Wins the ball. It's goes to Joe Linton. Now it's Lewis Marley. Nice. Malik Chow goes on to the right side to Valentino Livramento. Just bat, and Everton now with the opportunity to just sit up and force Newcastle into errors as Bruno Guimaraes will find Garner. Guimaraes to Gio Livramento. Pull it back. Forward, and it's playing away now. It's Eleven Ndiaye. Kieran Dewsbury Hall picking it up inside his own half, and he's bundled over by Anthony Elanga. So let's see this corner again. We're just going to see it back on the screen in front of us. It was a delivery in, and yeah, Ramsdale was really well because he was packed around him, and he just had to punch it away. Him and Harvey Barnes between them. And it fell out to the edge of a box where Sarkos just stepped onto it and smashed it onto the woodwork. It was good defended in the end by Newcastle, but it was a good effort as well by Outpras. He felt that he deserved the goal. The ball is with Newcastle United. It's Dan Burn. That's an upper ball because Outpras and they will just block it off. They will go forward up to Harvey Barnes. Pickford's off his line. It's all Pickford makes a save. Go over to the assistant referee to see if Harvey Barnes is there in offside position, but apparently not. It's a really good ball in there for Harvey Barnes, who's a man in form. So 3 goals. He's got a brace against Manchester City. He is a man in form on the left side, trying to break into Thomas Tuchel's plans for the England national squad. There's also talk now it didn't change his nationality to Scotland. Sport comes in towards the near side, it's headed away at the near post. Livramento back into Lewis Milan. A wonderful delivery that is from it. Falls down to Voltamata. Oh, that is cool. And he hits it off the chest of James Tarkowski, who's still on the line. He was so cool inside the 18-yard box there. It's Lewis Hall with the delivery. Pickford comes for it. He's in no man's land. It's another error from the goalkeeper. And it's another goal for Malik Child. Newcastle United are going to win this game. They are in dreamland. It has been such a long time that they have been able to see 3 points on the road. But they are certainly going to do that here. And what a ball in. Onto the head of Malik Child. And they are field goals up now. And Everton, who were fantastic on Monday night. So good against Manchester United. Well, they have been not been up to scratch here. And Newcastle United deservedly in front. It was Barnes to Lewis Hall. What a delivery in that is. Maybe been a little bit harsh from the goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, because it's a difficult lob for and he comes, but then he's kind of stuck in between not coming, because he comes and then he stops. Struck the worst thing you could do as a keeper. You've got to commit. And there was Mother Childs ahead in short empty net. It's Everton 0, Newcastle United 4. They are about to leapfrog Everton in the league. Oh, what a performance this has been from Eddie Howe's side. Everton are going to have a lot of self-reflecting to do. So Everton come forward. It's Jack Grealish, great challenge going in by Valentino Livramento. Malik Chow, the central defender for Newcastle United. 2 goals. No central defender in Premier League history has ever scored a hat-trick. Here is Kane in Dewsbury Hall. Still deliver it in towards Tarkowski, but it's going to go all the way through and out. Everton supporters have had enough. They are deciding to leave the stadium. Quite a lot of them. There seems to be a mass exodus in the ground. Here is O'Brien. He's going to send it forward. So it's going to be a third to come forward at the moment, which is a bit of puzzling there between James Tarkowski and Dan Burn. Great pause, just going over to speak to the players. The ball is going to come in. It's going to be headed away by Burn. It's going to go out for a corner. There's still a smattering of Everton supporters still left in the stadium. Still maybe a little bit of belief they can get a goal there. That'd be a tall task here in Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall is going to deliver it in towards the near post, given away by James Garner. And it's Mykolenko. Grealish. Yeah, Grealish with it. He's going to deliver it all the way across to O'Brien, but it just doesn't fall to an Everton player. It's going to be cleared away by Bruno Guimaraes. And who's gone is going to get on it. Now it's O'Brien. We're down the line. Lewis Hall with the tackle. Goes back off an Everton player. Still whether two players were asking whether Harvey Barnes handballed it on the line, but not for me. 3 different arm Ramsdale, they were able to get the ball away. It goes all the way back to Michael Key. He's going to launch it forward. Resort will play it inside. Chow out to Livramento to Ramsdale. Ramsdale will launch it forward. All the way out. And Mykolenko tried to take a touch, and it was heavy touch it. He's come out for a throw. Previous away games, which they played 7 games since May. Newcastle's were $4 today, however, only scored 4. They are loving alive. They might not be in the top half. They might not be as far up the table as they would like. They are loving life under Eddie Howe. Dan Burn. And Burn will go inside to Malat Chap. He will send the ball forwards to be headed down, and now it's Bruno Guimaraes to Miley. And it goes forward. And Jordan Pickford would have preferred to. He's going to pick any team to concede 4 goals this season. You'd have thought Newcastle will probably be towards the bottom of his list. As a boyhood Sunderland fan and a former Sunderland player. Pretty negative reaction whenever he comes up against the Mike Cards. Now it's Alcaraz to Jacob Bryan. Is it inside? Now to Alcaraz, out to the left side. It's down by Mykolenko. Mykolenko with the delivery. Etienne Barry falls out to Barry. And Barry gets the goal back for the Toffees. Big celebration from him. Effusive in his relief, because it's been a difficult spell for him since his 26 million arrival from Villarreal. But there we go. He's kindly fouled his first goal with Everton colours. It may only become a consolation. But with 25 days left, there might be a little bit of inner belief within the Everton squad that they may be able to get back into this game. It was this will be disallowed. The ball actually comes off his 2-round base. Completely accidental. But this is going to be disallowed. 100% this will be disallowed, because you cannot directly have the ball touch your hand, even if it's in a natural position. You cannot see the ball touch a part of your arm beforehand before you score, and it has done that. This is 100% generally disallowed. They need to come to a quick decision here. Darren England is the VAR official. It doesn't mean an empty check. This is a factual decision. It's not subjective. This goal should be ruled out. Thierry Barry's gone to head it, and he's almost caught it with his hands. He hasn't meant it, but you cannot have the ball touch your hands and then benefit from it. So Craig Paulson is going to explain the decision to the supporters inside the stadium. And Craig Paulson just announcing the decision. And the 23-year-old handles the ball, and Everton are pegged back to 4-0 down. They thought that they had got a goal back. But Thierry Barry, sometimes you wonder why the players celebrate so much when they know they've made a foul. They know, surely they know balls of the game. They know that that goal is going to be disallowed. I know that it could be just the pure relief. But as soon as, I mean, he will know that that ball in his hand. He surely knows the laws of the game. He can't have any complaints. So we're back to Everton 0, Newcastle United 4. 67 minutes played here. Ball goes forward. Instead of being down. There is Voldemort. That's with Michael Keane. One ball forward. And now it's up for Jack Grealish to go and chase. Here is Malik Chow. Now it's Aaron Ramsdale. Chow will knock it forward. So Voldemort controls on his chest. Will turn. Great technicals is Voldemort. There is Alanga going down the left side. Alanga to Joe Linton. Joe Linton inside to Giverage. Elmo Ismaili. Out to the right side. And ball forward. Barnes takes a heavy touch. And they go back now to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. Just even varies from bad goal where the Newcastle United supporters are located. Here is Tarkowski. James Garner. James Garner with it. Jai. Key. Up to the left side now. Jack Grealish. That's even all the way back now. The left fullback, Kalenko. To Key. Tarkowski. Tarkowski will play 1-2 with Paulus Alcaraz. He's playing pretty deep wherever he's getting on the ball. It's into Paulus Alcaraz. Chris Garner. All the way back to James Tarkowski. Tarkowski will go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. Alcaraz. To James Garner. Tarkowski will knock it forward. Dewsbury on. No, they go. That's unbelievable. Tarkowski just with a open ball forward. You thought he was going to be headed down, but Dewsbury Hall just takes one of the most relentless touches of all time. That is unbelievable. I don't even know what word to use to describe that. The way he's brought it down in the air, almost like he's got glue stuck to the bottom of his feet. Takes one more touch and slots past Aaron Ramsdale. And Everton are back in this game, I guess. It's Everton 1, Newcastle United 4. brilliant, audacious touch by Kane in Shrewsbury Hall. We are now going to get a couple of substitutes here for Newcastle United, just looking to freshen up, and it's the two wide men who are going to come off. Anthony Olenga and Harvey Barnes are the two players coming off. And coming on for then, like for like changes, although they're more natural wide midfielders rather than wingers. Be interested to see what they set up with here. But Joe Willett is going on, former Arsenal midfielder, and Jacob Ramsey signed this summer from Aston Villa, and a $40 million deal is on. So, the first set the changes for Eddie Howe's side, Joe Willett and Jacob Ramsey on. We're into the final 20 minutes here. Eddie Howe's side leading 4-1. It's Tarkowski picking up the ball. He's going to come forward with it. Joe Linton will just stick his pocket, and he will give it away. Now in Ndiaye. And Ndiaye goes to deliver the ball to Walter Farpos. Barry meets it in the air. Barry's done playing and saying it's gone out for a corner. Zinedine Ndiaye with a brilliant delivery. Barry's played these come off the back of Malik Shah. I'm not sure it does, to be honest with you. Still a goal kick for Newcastle United. It's a little bit distracted, does Barry. So the goalkeeper's going to send it forward. Aaron Ramsdale up towards Nick Voltemada. Ndiaye out to the right side, but it's Fantino Livramento, and he sends it into the path of Joe Willett. And which one yet there first, McLeod goes back to pick Cho at the time he gets the ball, because Beams are serenading him. Here he's eliminated Ndiaye. Sees the ball from James Jennings, put down the right side, and felt he was fouled. He reacts with screaming in the direction of Craig Pawson. Rookie to its state for your card here. So it's Tarkowski with the ball in the opposition half. It's James Garner to eliminate Ndiaye. It's Nick Voltemada. And always knocked out, so it'll be a throw for Newcastle United right in front of the managerial dugout. Lewis Hall comes over to collect around the Tottenham Hotspur are hosting Fulham in the late Premier League kickoff, 8 o'clock kickoff. Our colleague will be bringing you that game. It goes out to the right side. And now it's Newcastle United. Livramento's going to cross it in. Tarkowski will block it off, and he'll go out for a corner now for the Magpies. So it's going to be a corner here, and it's a great opportunity for them to deliver the ball in once again and put a little bit of pressure on Jordan Pickford. Lewis Hall in front of the Newcastle supporters. So it's going to be a delivery in, pushed away by Pickford. He's back out for Hall. And his next delivery was blocked off, so a bit of a corner. That was better from Pickford, going out and punched it away. Did well there. Voltemada wasn't far away, he was waiting for it. And Voltemada up to Olenga. Olenga loses it. And now it's Jack Grealish. She's going to push forward. I'm going to go down the left side. Stopped in his tracks. So Newcastle United with it now. Joe Linton And then to Luis Miley. Joe Willock. Willock back to Mark Chow. Here's Bruno Guimaraes. Now it's Dan Burn. Burn to Lewis Hall. To Jacob Ramsey's blocked off. Referee will wait play on. Toss the ball in, to be fair. There is Matt Charles to hurt a defence. Goes to the right side. Tino Livramento now. Matt Chow. He crossed to Dunburn. Quarter of an hour left in. One. He gets to the United 4. Ramsdale. Pass into Night Chow. And now they're coming forward. It's with Joe Linton. From Linton with Ramsey on the outside. We'll give it to Joe Linton on the edge of the box. His effort goes in, but shot blocked off. Headed away. And then cleared away. There is Joe Willock with it in the middle of the park for Newcastle United. He's played in a lot more central position compared to what Ante Elanga was doing on that right side. Side changer, Eddie Howe. Willock still seems to be, or Ramsey shall I say, still seems to be hanging off the west side. But Willock definitely on a more central position. And the ball goes all the way back to Dan Burn. Then Burn to the left fullback, Lewis Hall. Jacob Ramsey. Ramsey to Voltamada. To Lewis Miley. To Guimaraes. From Chorns going in by Jack Grealish. FootballAction. And it goes out. And it's with James Garner. Made to his own box. There's a 1-2 with Carlos Alcaraz. He'll go out to Vitaly Mikolenko. Mikolenko forward. Up to Barry. On Dewsbury Hall. It's a play into Barry, but blocked off by John Linton. Defending. And the ball goes all the way back to Malik Chow. Chow will play 1-2 with Joe Linton. And back to the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale will have to send it along. It's only one by Nikolenko. Now they are racing forward. So 4-4 attack for Newcastle. Comes out to Jacob Ramsey on this left side. It's Bruno Guimaraes. He's back to Malik Chow. Chow will give it to Bruno Guimaraes. He's sent it over his shoulders, scanning where his options are. Stan Burn to Lewis Hall. Now Jacob Ramsey. And thought that Everton goal was going to bring the comeback. And it certainly isn't that moment. And Burn gets from Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale with it. He's going to knock it forward to Joe Willock. He's certainly played in a central position. Now Nick Voltamada. On the Livramento to really exploit that right hand side. But it's Willock into Ramsey. It's an opportunity for a fifth, and that's a good save by John Pickford. He's redeeming himself here. So he could stop closing down the angle. Now Willock. Willock goes forward, and it's a tough ball. And it comes back off Willock. It goes out for a goal kick. He seems a little bit frustrated, does Joe Willock. He did all the hard work and then just laid it off to the left side where where Jacob Ramsey was, and his effort straight into the goalkeeper. So going to be a substitute here. Eliminating Jai, making his way off the pitch. And coming on for eliminating Jai is Tyler Diblin. And then stood there 4 minutes, the young teenager, just 19 years of age, who joined this summer from Southampton in a 36 million deal. And Jack Grealish is also going to come off, and Dwight McNeil is going to come on. So that's 2 like-for-like changes for David Moyes. Just looking to freshen it up. So Moyes is encouraging Jordan Pickford to pick out Jake O'Brien. She does. Brian hits it towards Barry, but support touch by him. It's a penny for Diano Barry's thoughts. 2 thought that he has scored his first amateur goal just 15 minutes ago when he celebrated like it was a winner. And it was ruled out because he had used his hand in the build-up with his hands. To use the player award. Jacob Ramsey goes back to Lewis Hall. On 2 between him and Bruno Guimaraes. Here is Dan Bird. Ben will hook it forward. Joelinton will receive it in turn. Joelinton will go to the right side now with Joe Willock. Once again, just chuck it in, which gives Valentino Livramento so much space out of that right channel. It's back with Malik Chow. That just play a 1-2 with Joe Willock, and then it will come inside to Bruno Guimaraes. To Livramento. Dan Burn. And Burn to Lewis Hall. Now Ramsey. Ramsey will go inside to Bruno Guimaraes. All goes out to the right side. Down, Luis Miley to Gino Livramento. Voltamada. And Ramsey. Voltamada. Keane to Lewis Hall. And Ramsey. Now Lewis Hall to Ramsey, inside to John Linton. Now Matt Chow, who stepped forward with it. Newcastle's fault just afternoon to shoot. Let's go inside to Guimaraes. So 30 yards out. Now it goes out to the right side, and Wiley can chase me. This guy, he's had an excellent performance today as the 19-year-old. The performance this has been from Newcastle. 13 shots compared to the 8 of Everton. 8 on target compared to the 2 on target Everton have had. That's Garner. Garner's going to go out to the left side to Dwight McNeil. So Tyler Diglin is on to impress. Carlos Alcaraz. Put back to Jim Starkowski. Now with Garner. There's going to be a delivery in all the way across. It's going to hit and out for a corner. And now James Garner has made his way over to take the corner. Everton then going forward. Jim Starkowski and Michael Keane. Keane's gone to Sam Nero and Ramsdale. John Linton's tasked with staying near him. Ball comes in. It's ended by Tieno Barry. So they come out for Alcaraz. And that time it's more of a wild effort. It goes way over the bar and out for a dog kick. Stiff at 1 for James Garner as it's just come out, and he's hit it on the hard volley. But it is a wild effort over the bar. So it's Ramsdale. Able for it to Pickford, and Pickford will send it long. Dan Burn to Lewis Hall. To Jacob Ramsey. Nick Roltamada will hook it forward. What comes to the Italian Mikolenko. Rento will turn on one ball forward. Up towards Dari. The Everton fans complained that they felt Barry was being wrestled with by Malik Chow, but the referee doesn't see it like that. Ramsdale will pick it up. And he'll roll it out to the right side now. Forwards Lewis Miley. Ball in behind for Nick Voltamada to try and run on thing. And Tarkowski will go back to sort of tip third one. I'll send it along. It's out by Dan Bird. An aggressive defended by him. It's back with Lewis Hall. And Jacob Ramsey to Joe Linton inside. Hall back, who's